Welcome to the urban jungle, the city of the future, or the food capital of Southeast Asia. Over my 4 days in Singapore, I'll be showing you around, giving you a rough pricing guide, and some of the top activities to do when you come and visit. But to start today's video, I boarded a Cebu Pacific flight flying directly from Cebu City in the Philippines all the way to Singapore, landing at what is the world's #1 airport. Arrived here at the Changi Airport. It's been rated the #1 airport in the world, and for good reason. It wasn't a long flight, but it feels like it because of the long layover in Cebu. I've been basically traveling since 8 a.m. It's midnight right now. And boom, first luggage. Here we go. So let's talk a little bit about the pricing. The first thing you should know is that Singapore is not cheap. It's easily one of the most expensive countries in Southeast Asia, and you should probably budget about $115 per day. Wow. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes. What's up guys, and welcome to my beautiful suite. I want to give you a little bit of a tour of the place I'll be staying the next 2 days. If you couldn't hear it in my voice, I'm dealing with a pretty bad cold actually. This right here is the incredibly newly renovated signature suite here at the Swissotel. Beautiful, clean, modern, and if you come out here, I'll show you what I'm most excited about. Check out this view. Like traveling anywhere in the world, you can always find ways to save money. More middle-of-the-run hostel private room experiences will range anywhere from $25 to $40 US a night. You should probably expect to be spending around $25 a day on food, and if you decide to go out, just be warned that it's actually very expensive. The government levies some pretty heavy taxes on alcohol, and this will definitely translate into an expensive night out in Singapore. It's so green, it's so futuristic. Like half of the buildings here look like they're from like 2050. The architecture is just mind-blowing. And my view from the suite here is a panoramic view. I can even see the massive like London Eye style Ferris wheel. Right there we got a couple of pools, some tennis courts, the city. So right now I'm actually heading outside. I'm gonna catch the sunset here, and this is one of the must-see things if you come to Singapore. So let's go check it out. So right here is the beautiful and iconic waterfront area. Right behind me, you've got that very recognizable 3 tower with the boat on top. It's known as the Marina Bay Sands. You know, it's beautiful. And on this side of the waterfront is something that you definitely need to check out. This is the Merlion. It's like a merman, but it's a lion meets a mermaid. It's beautiful. They had a baby. His name was Franklin, and he lives here. There he is. So this next piece of advice is crucial. If you come to the Merlion, you need to get a shot. Let me just show you what I'm gonna get now. I'm traveling alone right now, so I need to ask someone very awkwardly if they can hold this camera for me. Thank you very much. And if you're like me and you don't want to deal with the crowds, you can come see the baby Merlion, also known as Sherman. There he is. Thank you very much. So guys, check this out. It's got a second life by night. The Ferris wheel, the mall, the entire downtown cityscape right behind moi ici. Look at that. This is definitely the go-to spot for at least one of your evenings here in Singapore. Now, there's actually 4 major cultures here in Singapore. There's Chinese, the Malaysians, the Indians, and then there's also the Eurasians, so Europeans. Singapore is a very diverse country. And with that being said, I'm gonna be trying out some Indian food tonight. Get a very cultural and authentic meal here. Oh my gosh, my voice is just running away from me. I've just helped myself to a beautiful butter chicken. I also asked for some naan bread, but she told me they have none of it left. I'm just playing, I got some garlic naan bread. Now, if you've come to Singapore in hopes of doing some shopping, you're in luck. Everything from fine European luxuries to trendy Asian culture, it's all found right here on this street. So I've just arrived here at Orchard Road. This is one of the main shopping hubs here in Singapore, and I've actually come all the way here for a very particular dessert. But check this out, it's pretty crazy. Oh no, it's a blizzard! I hate when I get stuck in a storm. Now, how do they carry everything that's ever been made by mankind? Well, it's done by having 9 to 10 shopping centers all along this one street here. It's a little ridiculous. even if you're not looking to do some real shopping, this is actually a pretty cool place to get some dinner, desserts, and drinks. Good morning, guys. I am just waking up here, getting my day started, heading out from the Swissotel. About 1 kilometer away is our first stop of the day. We're going to a place by the name of Haji Lane. So one thing you'll notice is how clean the sidewalks are, because the penalties here for pretty much committing any crime or any public maldoing is very, very severe. So if you're caught littering, I've heard on the first infraction, $2,000, like no question asked. That's like $1,500 US just for littering. Now, if you get caught doing it a second time, the fine goes up and you have to do community service. Even jaywalking is a really big deal here. Singapore has managed their traffic the best. They've got incredible public transportation and they highly tax people for using the roadways. So that actually encourages people to either use public transport, find other ways of getting around essentially, because to drive a car in Singapore is very expensive. Alright, so we have just arrived here at Haji Lane, and as you can see behind me, there's some really cool graffiti on the wall here. Laneway's actually right over here. Let's go have a look. Haji Lane is this really trendy street full of different coffee shops, places to get drinks, awesome lunches and dinners. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever come across. Oh my gosh, is this for real? You can print your face on your coffee. They even have props. Salted caramel? There it is.
The picture is whipped cream, huh?
Taking a selfie with my selfie coffee here. So for all you egotistical coffee drinkers, come on over here, get yourself a selfie coffee. Darn, just dropped a lot of money to buy this car and it broke down. Guess I'll just leave it here, whatever. I got lots of money. You guys can have it, it's fine. Don't need it. We're gonna be checking out one of the hubs for all that is Indian culture that has been established here in Singapore. And right after that, we're gonna go to Chinatown. To be completely honest, I didn't find anything overly noteworthy in the Indian side of Singapore, but I'm sure there's definitely some worthwhile things to see and do, and who can say no to an incredible Indian meal? Look at how icy these are. So one thing I will say is I've never had such a hard time in my entire life trying to get a taxi as here in Singapore. Every single taxi is busy. I don't understand it. And then I've tried using Uber, and Uber is not good at all. Like, that has been a bit of a surprise. Actually getting around here has been a bit challenging, or at least you have to be patient. It's possible when you're in the Uber or the taxi, things move pretty fast, but it's getting that taxi is a challenge. Well guys, this is Chinatown. This is one of the main streets where you can find everything from Chinese food to, right now I'm actually gonna be meeting with one of my good friends who's coincidentally in Singapore at the exact same time as I am. I'm gonna be meeting up with him and his girlfriend if I can find them in this sea of people. Target has been sighted. Dude. And let's just say the dumplings definitely lived up to expectations. I've always said if there was any friend of mine who had a vlog, it would be this guy. And Brom started a vlog, which is crazy. He's been traveling now for how long?
2 months, 2.5 maybe.
And you got 4 left.
World's my oyster at this point, guys.
So right here, this is one of the temples that you can see in Chinatown. As you can see, it's Chinese. It smells good in here.
Incense.
Lavender. And now we're gonna head off to what is easily the most iconic site here in Singapore. We're now going back to like where Marina Bay Sands is, because behind it is a giant metal garden where you can get some incredible views. I think the best time to go is like around sunset, so we gotta hurry up. Legend. Don't work harder, work smarter. Yay! But apparently I didn't know how to use a GPS. Note to self, be more careful when putting in the location on Uber. We've taken the Uber to the wrong park. Okay, I found it. It's over there across the river. I can see the metal trees. There they are. Yeah, we went to the wrong side, Brom. So welcome to Gardens by the Bay. As you can see, they're actually decking it out with Christmas decorations, so it'll be a kind of a unique twist on the very iconic site here in Singapore. In total, it's gonna be about $50 US to have both domes and to have the tree walkway. This definitely is one of the must-see things here in Singapore. He's so sensitive.
I have feelings.
It's hard to find that in men these days. We ended up paying for both domes, but to be honest, we rushed through the flower dome and I didn't really have much to say about it. It would have been just better to pay for the waterfall dome, which is known as Cloud Forest. Little cost-saving tip if you're on a budget.
This like doesn't look real. It's like a yellow tipped leaf. This is Singapore.
Oh, here comes the mist. Right now we're on the 7th floor. This is Cloud Walk and we are right above the entire Cloud Temple, Kingdom, Dome, whatever you want to call it. I can see the Opera House, the Ferris wheel, and over here you get an incredible garden underneath a glass dome. It's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like this. I'm third wheel here today. After the sun had set, it was time to go outside and check out the gardens by the bay and check out the incredible light show. I think we came here at the right time of the year. Got the Christmas carols going.
Maybe a couple presents, you know?
I think you've got the biggest present of all right in front of you. It's me. Pretty big lineup here to get up there. Woo! Here we go. Lines on lines on lines, but we're finally here. It's time to go up.
Well, we're pretty high. Figuratively.
It's time for the light show. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, this city is so pretty. See you tomorrow.
Till next time.
Okay, bye guys. If you're traveling Singapore with a bigger budget, I have to say, this is definitely one of the cities that has the finer things in life all in one place. Incredible 6-star dining, 6-star hotels. If you've got the money, you'll definitely enjoy some pretty extravagant things here. So right now I'm on top of the Swissotel Stamford location, and this used to be Southeast Asia's tallest building up to the beginning of like the 90s, and as you can see here, a full incredible 360 degrees. This is 226 meters up, 73 floors. It's absolutely incredible. Today's not the clearest sky day, but you still get a really beautiful vantage of all of Singapore. I've shown you guys the cool tourist attractions. Now I want to show you one of the main things to do here in Singapore, and that is the food. As I mentioned, Singapore is pretty much like the food capital of all of Southeast Asia. Today we're going to be checking out Tiong Bahru Market. It's right here behind me, and the amazing staff at the Swissotel were giving me tons of advice on things that I need to order to really experience Singaporean food. That's the first thing of the day, fried carrot cake. Thank you. Okay guys, so here we go. This is a Singaporean carrot cake. It's so different than what we're used to back home. This is not a sweet dessert. This is like a savory, spicy meal with like egg and some sort of a bread. The bread's really like squishy and almost like a gelatin. It's very different, but I kind of like it. All right, we're gonna get some fried kway teow. So I got myself a serving here for $2.50, and this here is like noodles with a bit of a dark sauce. Let's try it out. Really good. It's very traditional, I think, Chinese cooking, and overall, I like it. Doing a little bit of a sample. This is Lor Ark, and it's basically braised duck with rice. I'm pretty positive I'm gonna love this one. And then I also got a traditional drink here in Singapore, or at least the Chinese side of things. This here is sugarcane water. But I highly recommend, if you're coming to Singapore, push yourself to try those new things. With my final moments in Singapore, I went and checked out this place right here. So right now I'm at Clark Quay. From my understanding, these are essentially old warehouses that were converted into a really beautiful spot to come and get some food, some coffee. I guess today is the one day of the week that it's closed because there's nobody else here, but definitely a cool spot to come get some photos and hang out. It's very, very beautiful. So what are my final thoughts on Singapore? This is a beautiful city of the future. There's truly nothing like it in the world, and I highly recommend that anyone would take a couple days to come and see it. Everything here is efficient, orderly, and clean. It can be especially refreshing after spending several weeks in certain parts of Southeast Asia, where things like traffic and internet become a little more challenging. This is definitely a city that I see myself coming back to very soon. Alright guys, that is the end of my guide to Singapore. I hope you liked it, and if you did, it would be awesome if you joined the channel. Click the subscribe button right up there, get notified when new videos like this are posted. If you're coming to Southeast Asia, I have guides to Thailand, to the Philippines, and many more guides in Southeast Asia coming, so make sure to check the link down below if you're going to any of those countries, and let's get lost again in the next one.